watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. You're watching us on Channel 33, on DSTV Channel 399, and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7. Let's start with tonight's headlines. Now, the congregation at the Jesus is Lord Church and Ministry gathered to bid a final farewell to the late Reverend Prophetess Mrs. Margaret Brandon. Also on Primetime News, APC constituency elections postponed in Kabala, Koinadugu district, and AYV review the United States dollar as it continues to play an influential role in Sierra Leone's economy. Hello and welcome from wherever you're joining me tonight. I am Zulayatu Hamid. Now first in the news. Today, a congregation gathered at the Jesus is Lord Ministry to bid a final farewell to the late Reverend Prophetess Mrs. Margaret Brandon, celebrating the life of profound spiritual impact alongside dignitaries, including President Julius Maada Bio and the First Lady. Now, in a moving service, attendees reflected on her enduring legacy through heartfelt tributes from her son, the First Lady, and the Bishop Cole, for honoring a remarkable pillar of faith whose memory continues to inspire the nation. Here's the highlights.
To stand here today and speak about my mother is one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. No amount of preparation could have prepared me for the pain of saying goodbye to the woman who gave me life. My mother was not just a parent. She was my safe space, my teacher, my encourager, my prayer warrior, and my greatest source of strength. Many people knew her as Reverend Prophetess Margaret Brandon. They knew her as a woman of God who preached the gospel with boldness, prayed with authority, and dedicated her life to serving Christ. There are so many things I would like to say to my mother. I wish I could have her one more time. I wish I could hear her call my name.
Thank you, all that don't come to give for honor. May God answer with prayers there. May God receive them in heaven, beside it belong. And that's the care we show in this world. May allow the Lord that care in heaven.
Life's day is short. I soon shall go to be with him who loved me so. I see in the distance that shining shore, my beautiful eternal home, Vandor. Ladies and gentlemen, by reason of this fact, death is a gain to your mother, a sister, an auntie, a grandma. Death is a gain to Prophetess Margaret Brandon, and we celebrate our homegoing to the glory of God.
May her soul rest in perfect peace. Now, over to the elections. The APC Congress has postponed its constituency election in Kabala, Koinadugu district. The party's internal election management committee says the decision was taken to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. Now, the postponement has prompted mixed reaction from party members and officials. Ibrahim Sudaisko reports from Kabala.
The APC constituency election scheduled for Kabala has been postponed by the party internal election management committee. The committee Koinadugu district coordinator Umaru Jogobari said the decision followed consultation within the party and was intended to ensure the election is conducted in a transparent and credible manner. He also outlined the committee next steps.
You don't fall for winner, yeah? You vote for us. Yes, the elections are cancelled because of disparity wey we get na the list. We get list wherein some people dey write say clearly missing invalid, and that because of that, people say they no get right to vote, and there is no press release. So we say then people dey get right to vote. One faction say they stand by that, the other faction say they want to vote. So are they using the problem? So are they because they not agree together, and the election over. We are waiting for Taylor to do so.
Karwa Kemokonte, coordinator for Team JAB, said the postponement had disappointed supporters who were ready to vote. He urged party leadership to resolve the issue quickly so that the election can proceed.
Well, we feel bad. You know, so election, I do postpone and I saw you spend. We don't put a lot of money on this thing. Anytime they postpone them, we put more money. This today get happen and before everybody. This na the IMC coordinator now cause this. The other thing at the party, but this today na the IMC coordinator and cause that the way not right. It affects you better, man. Now it make it stretch too much because perhaps if we don't done with this today, for remember now the district.
The current APC district chairman Sainsori Mara appealed to party supporters to remain calm and respect the party internal processes while awaiting further guidance from the national leadership.
They always talk say when it comes to intra-political activities, we first of all we be focused and we be careful for let not offend ourselves too much. You know, because the party and we all belong to the same party. So not to say because of we run for a particular position and for beginning to treat yourself like enemies. By the end of the day, if we finish, without God mark and for if we get them.
The APC has not announced a new date for the election. Party officials say the reverse timetable will be communicated after consultation with stakeholders. Ibrahim Sudais Kuruma, AYV News, Kabala, Kwenadugu District.
Now, still on lower level elections, the opposition All People's Congress Party has conducted constituency high-level delegate elections across several parts of Sierra Leone as part of preparations for its National Delegates Conference. While reports of disagreement emerged from some constituencies, the process at constituency 126 in Freetown's East remained largely peaceful, with party officials describing the exercise as orderly. Joseph Mambo reports.
Supporters gathered outside the Grace Brethren School on Bar Street this early Saturday morning, chanting slogans and cheering their preferred candidates as the All People's Congress Constituency 126 delegate elections got underway. Inside the polling center, however, the atmosphere was markedly different. Election officials, observers, and security personnel focused, ensuring the process complied with the party's electoral guidelines. Heavy security was deployed as delegates prepared to vote between two competing camps, represented by the symbols of a house and a tree. Voting commenced at 11:06 a.m. Although the process experienced a brief interruption after concerns were raised over the decision to bar observers from the voting hall, presiding officer Ponsford George explained that in line with the Internal Elections Management Committee's training guidelines, only accredited voters, election officials, and essential personnel were permitted inside the polling room.
According to the training, the only people that are allowed inside is the agents of the candidates. If you are an observer, you enter, you observe the process, you cannot sit down, then you go outside again. You observe and you go outside because one's crowd here.
The disagreement was quickly resolved, with observers relocating outside the immediate voting area, while journalists and security personnel remained within the compound. The exercise then continued peacefully, with delegates casting their ballots one position at a time.
Total of 1,056 delegates are expected nationwide, with each of the 130
32 constituencies, contributing 8 delegates. However, not all constituency elections were held today. Constituencies where ward elections are under petition are to be held on Wednesday. Constituency 126 comprises Ward 432 and 433, has 35 accredited delegates voting to fill 16 executive positions. 6 positions were unopposed, while 9 were contested. 1 position had no candidates. The election forms part of APC's national internal electoral process, overseen by the Internal Elections Management Committee. As voting progressed, the Political Party Regulations Commission monitored the exercise. The Commission's Director of Public Education acknowledged reports of disputes in some constituencies, but expressed confidence that the issues were being addressed and would not undermine the broader electoral process.
Overall, the process has been peaceful, but there are few areas where there have been disagreements, whether with who is to be an observer or who are the people who are to be the agents, and again as to how the process should be held, and those who are responsible to be around or within the vicinity of the voting center, and also within the vicinity of the voting center. So those are the few issues that we've observed since morning until this 12.
By 1:18 p.m., polling had closed and counting began immediately. All 35 ballots were accounted for. In the final tally, the House symbol secured at least 22 votes in all positions, defeating the Tree, which received at most 12 votes, giving the House camp more than 60% of the valid votes cast. While isolated reports of tension emerged from a few constituencies elsewhere in the country, the elections across Western Urban East, Western Urban West, and Western Rural, including Constituency 126, concluded peacefully. Joseph Adumambu, AYV News, Freetown.
Well, away from elections, Sierra Leone's legal tender is the leon. Yet, from rent and imported goods to school fees and wholesale trade, the United States dollar continues to play an influential role in the country's economy. While the leon remains the official currency, many businesses now depend on the dollar to survive. With the black market exchange rate reportedly rising by another approximately 20 leones in recent days, questions are raised about what this means for small businesses, consumers, and the value of the local currency. My colleague Mama Tommy has more.
True, because of the way people, the demand for them don't high right now. Today it not be high, but right now it don't do. And the reason why make for the demand for dollar don't high now because of waiting the gold and the diamond. You understand? They fluctuate. They go up and down. We in Yana treats the price high past the one within a bank. You understand? For example, with a chain dollar, 2,370,000, 80,000 for $100. That's in the sense, if the person get the dollar, he want leons. But if he can buy the dollar, where he get leons, he want the dollar, with his buyer at the rate of 2,400.
It is up. I've been 2,400,000. 2,400,000 right now. It don't go. They don't add back 20,000 on top. And when you buy dollar there, you go buy markets, you get for cancel the markets there. You don't see the issue. So if they're able to make this dollar stable for we, it go better. The Conakry, when the dollar stable, for more than need that take charge over Conakry, when the dollar they know to 390 about 380. 30 days. First they go Conakry with the dollar. With the profit span the dollar, we profit span the markets. But now nothing.
Right now it's bad. Business bad, you don't understand. Dollar just go up. So I expect the dollar go up. You don't go, you go buy. I expect if I can't sell money will come on. You see, so with a big government now, when the government make this thing for we, make at least now we back able they get small. Because if the dollar go up, automatically all things they lock. And come when I say accident, so right now, like accident, so 3 days so that they can't get sell. For all my business where I get. So how we go able for survive now? Who they beg the government no money? The government $1 neck can down.
Because they buy market next to nothing. Where dollar be they done. But now where the dollar don't go up so, they buy markets up to then 1,000, 2,000, 300, 500, which of course the market's not even what it's say for that pricing. We ask that where they buy so tell we say the dollar rates don't go up. They then back and buy they go buy. And how the dollar they go up, as soon as they add price because they do business for me they get profits. While Subako they buy business for more get profits. But if this dollar rates they just they go up, they affect greatly with the business people.
We are mainly on the one way they come out of the where they come out, they JC there, where they can come. If we meet up, say they come with $500, $1,000 at pocket money, where you come for that immediate use need day, they can sell the dollar to we, then get Leos for doing necessary arrangement, and then from that back. But they get dollar mostly from the JC the way they come, because every blessed day JC they come like the country.
A dispute over land ownership has left dozens of traders counting their losses after shops were demolished at New London in Bow City in the early hours of Thursday. Now, the affected traders claim the demolition was carried out without prior notice, resulting in the loss of goods and cash. Now, the accused, a man they identified as Ali Fataba, of overseeing the operation. However, those claims have not been independently verified. The incident has renewed concerns over how land disputes are handled and whether due legal process was followed. Emmanuel Amarasaidu tells us more.
My brother is school fees, they are to pharmacies. My money be there, all on us here.
Behind me are the remains of what were once thriving business spaces at New London Junction in Bow.
These traders say they arrived early in the morning expecting to open their businesses, only to find their shops demolished. Many claim they've lost goods, cash, and the only source of income for their families. The traders said the demolition followed a long-running dispute over ownership of the land. They alleged they were given no prior notice before the structures were brought down.
So this area we don't continue for over 6 to 7 months. The last time they come back, they kind of loot, but they're able to settle, they choose how to reach. So this morning, I didn't know how to take from me. He said, I don't die. He said, they broke the shop. But before that time, police and first come. Police and come, then pack, select now from court, then get be right.
They said they come from the shop there. I said before I put the shop there, when I make a lot of property, then I do. All property now, I don't have time to go for it. And the officer they say no, they're not the way.
Several victims say they lost food items, clothing, cash, and other merchandise stored in the shops. They say they had little or no opportunity to recover most of their properties before the demolition.
We don't know more than 20 years. So when this was not made, one day nobody not ask me. What's the local ministry and I ain't get there. We don't know one day we they live like that. But when they made this concern, we not get alert again. They say now they get there. Anytime you have a right of way. The one they made the one they won't enter. We blame them. We say now they say we live there. We not get man. We begin in the college. We not get nothing. Now they don't have work. All the shops today that we have. This morning now, me I be don't pull market. All I don't pack now. They just can't bust for me no more. Look how the shop will be floppy. Look the cupboard and my brother's school fees all be there inside. Can't broke. They don't keep all things. They don't pull another. Nothing on help inside the shop. You all see them nothing happen. They want to eat. They don't keep going all things now. All things they don't take nothing. Maybe my man not the serving no well. They go for medicine. And I go my God I say
the victims are now calling on the authorities to investigate the incident. They further claim that a man they identified as Edmond Peter Kande, who happens to be the head of the landholding family, planned the demolition and their goods were removed. However, Edmond has not responded to these allegations at the time of this report. Our attempts to get his side of the story are ongoing. The circumstances surrounding the demolition, including the ownership of the land and whether all legal procedures were followed, remain in dispute for the affected traders. However, the immediate concern is rebuilding their businesses while awaiting the outcome of any investigation. Emmanuel Amarasaidu, AYV News, Bo City.
Now, laws to protect children in Sierra Leone have been developed over the years. However, many children still end up in child labor, either through international exploitation or through circumstances where the child is made to assist with breadwinning despite the violation of their rights. A reporter, Joseph Adumambu, and a camera operator, Daniel Bob Fobi, visited a stone mining settlement in the Moiba community in the east end of Freetown. There, they met Doris, a 17-year-old girl who must balance survival with the reality that her rights have been violated.
The sound of hammers striking stones echo across the quarry site. For many, this is a source of livelihood every day. Men and women spend hours breaking rocks under the scorching sun to earn a living. But among the workers are children. Doris is 17. For her, being here is not a choice. It is an effort to support her family and raise money for school-related expenses.
Because I just staying, then I did back here go for pay for my school fee. That was me not assisted the school fee, and I did everything. So now I decided to say, well, I can't tell her I me mama.
Doris's mother, Aisha, admits the work is difficult for her child. She says economic hardship forces them to make painful decisions, but feels unavoidable when there is no other way to survive. She herself started stone mining at age 9, and now she is married to a fellow miner. And though business moves slowly, a headpan of the granite can earn about 12 leones, which is a little below $0.5, far from enough to comfortably meet their needs, including school cost.
The money will be save, not enough, but for them no more. They'll be able to give them school fees, they'll be able to take care of their, they'll be able to take care of this day, so they make the day efforts to the front on.
An example of what these children face, working in hazardous environments, and the possibility of losing a finger or even getting injured, and also the shared responsibility of taking care of the family. In the community, child labor is publicly discouraged through bylaws meant to prohibit children from hazardous work. However, community chairman Alex Levy says the reality is that poverty is what keeps pulling families back into the mines.
Get sympathy. Say this way, Papa, they this way. La go de uta. Let me say go de uta for helper. And make it as they see them picking them, and mostly they do to them, Papa. Not so just because of now poverty, actually. But in meeting Papa, now that's in Papa they do. So instead they assisting Papa for like how they assist their home go look better. Let make it they see them picking and they do it at times. But some homes and they see back actually in a poverty. Some picking they mama not day. Some picking they can at this story they with somebody for men. So they think and say if that person they who side they that picking they not join them for go help them for their work then they. Tomorrow, not go pay for our for team for you to go today.
Child rights advocates warn that quarry work exposes children to serious dangers, including injuries, dust-related illnesses, and disruption to education. Deputy Director of Children's Affairs at the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, Daniel Albert Bawor, says government and partners continue multi-sector campaigns and community sensitization promoting positive parenting and child protection.
Yes, we work with Ministry of Labor. There is this labor law that protects children from all forms of child labor. So that is why we have these multi-sectoral coordination meetings to actually tell Ministry of Labor and also the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs. We go into vulnerable communities, we sensitize them, more especially families, on positive parenting. Because of poor parenting, that is why most parents abuse their children. We are making concerted efforts with Ministry of Labor to address child labor issues. And that is why also we have this national strategy for addressing children in street situations, because most of these children living in street are victims of child labor. Yes, they are being abused by adults. So that is why we advocate to parents, to families, in communities, community stakeholders, to support their children to go to school rather than fetching water whole day, rather than working in the quarry, rather than going to the street to sell. These are all some of the issues that affect us, because most times it is the community themselves. The parents, poor parenting is as a result of that. So we advocate.
Sierra Leone's labor laws prohibit children from engaging in hazardous work, including quarrying activities that threaten their health, safety, and development. Many children remain trapped between the demands of survival today and the promises of a better future tomorrow. Joseph Adomambo, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who know service matters. Cornex fuel, a litre is a litre every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets. Always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Visit any of our Cornex stations nationwide for your quality fuel and lubricants today.
Welcome back. I am Zulayatu Hamid and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take more stories. Now, the commercial motorbike riders play a significant role in Sierra Leone's transport sector, providing daily transport for thousands of commuters and a source of income for many young people. But during the rainy season, many riders face difficulty and working conditions as heavy rain affects roads and business. Now in Freetown, more than 50 commercial riders have received rain gear as part of a private sector initiative aimed at improving safety and helping them continue doing their work. Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo tells us more.
Over 50 bike riders took to the streets in a colorful procession after receiving support from Cadets Bravely. Starting and ending at Lumley Park via the Lumley Aberdeen and Wilkinson Road corridor, this wasn't just a ride, it was a deliberate move to support local livelihoods during the rainy season.
We had bought some umbrellas for the bike riders, for side sellers, to give them as a promotion. We are giving them free. We are not charging them.
Most bike man them, not so they get the bike. Some money they work for person, and some money for their hands meet another hand. It is very difficult. Umbrella we see as something very expensive right now in the market. At least they go for save up some money for their family members.
With essential gear handed directly to those who brave the elements daily, organizers say similar support programs could be extended to other groups in the future.
One of the most priority, we want their safety was reach all over to the least person. We get plans for the another sectors, them like people like traders. We get plans for give them umbrella.
For many bike riders, the rainy season brings additional challenges. They say poor road conditions, reduced visibility, and prolonged exposure to rain make it harder to earn a living, while concerns over road safety remain a daily reality.
This means a lot. Let my man get umbrella. I will not get umbrella with the ride bike. You know, we will get passenger. I used to say no, we will work. But for able to wait this, then they can't give me free. You know, easy, honestly.
When they come, if you need an umbrella, you know they get passenger. Then they once you know they take umbrella, they take food. So if from this umbrella, we don't get really appreciate.
Don't do not good for produce umbrella for bike inside the city here. Now you will buy water, I'm able to take water. Now this water I buy.
But despite the daily struggles on the streets, the spirit of these riders remain unbroken, showcasing raw talent right in the middle of the gathering. True to their slogan, bravely stepped up to share the load and bring shelter to one of Sierra Leone's most important means of transportation. From navigating flooded roads to keeping spirits high with pure talent, Freetown's bike riders continue to ride the city forward.
It's a big win for the Ocalamanda and lovely. Papa, you don't see only Ocalamanda, you see the umbrella. Papa, bravely, and the guys same good umbrella and lovely are so free.
Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo, AOYV News, Freetown.
Residents of Mondema and Tunji Town in Goama Mende Chiefdom, Kenema District, are calling on the government and development partners to urgently address the poor road network and inadequate healthcare facilities affecting their communities. According to the residents, the ongoing challenges continue to negatively impact transportation, trade, education, farming activities, and access to medical services. Our reporter Issa Bangura has more in this report.
As dawn breaks over the village, residents are already awake, preparing for another difficult journey to their farms. Men and women carrying farming tools carefully navigate muddy and uneven paths, struggling to reach their farmlands due to the poor state of the roads. For several years, residents of Mondema and Tunge Town in Goama Mende Chiefdom have continued to face serious hardship caused by deplorable road conditions and limited healthcare services. The roads leading to the communities remain in a deteriorating condition, making transportation extremely difficult, particularly during the rainy season. Residents say commercial drivers and motorbike riders often refuse to travel to the villages because of the bad roads.
Road network not in this community.
Poor road network remains a major challenge for us here at Mondema, especially as the rainy season approaches. Despite repeated complaints to various authorities over the years, there has been little to no improvement. We are reminding the President of his pre-election promise to construct the roads in the community.
Towards the network, road network.
The road network. And
Here in Tunge Town, we're seriously challenged by the poor road network. Before the elections, President Bio promised to construct roads in our community. We cannot say the president is lying, but perhaps the authorities responsible have not fully communicated our concerns to him. That is why we are once again reminding him of the difficulties we continue to face.
We were lucky during the presidential campaign in 2023. The president, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio, visited our chiefdom and he spent the night in our chiefdom. He assessed firsthand all the challenges. He made promises to address all our challenges. It's been 3 years now, Mr. President. But we remember vividly, you ask the citizens of Goramende to remind you, amongst the promises made, Mr. President, Goramendeans are now coming to you, Mr. President. We are telling you that we have prioritized the promises. We just need one for now because you have a lot to do. We need the road infrastructure.
Community members say the poor road network is affecting economic activities and livelihoods, especially for farmers who depend on transporting their produce to nearby towns and markets for sale.
As business people, we are really struggling to transport our goods in and out of the village. Although the road is short, its deplorable condition forces us to spend more money on transportation.
We spend more money because the road short, but the obstacles are not really easy.
The road conditions are extremely difficult for us, the drivers. The steep hills and numerous potholes continue to affect our work and at times even lead to road accidents. We are appealing to the government to fix the road for us.
Following concerns raised by residents, here is an excerpt from a video showing President Julius Maada Bio promising to construct the road ahead of the 2023 general elections.
For the road issue, I have decided to fix it
Because this place is very isolated at the moment, we will set a good road network in ensuring that this place is open to investors. I will ensure that this place is not hard to reach.
As residents continue to endure these challenges, many are appealing for urgent intervention to improve road connectivity, healthcare access, and overall living conditions in Mondema and Tonge Town in Guamamende Chiefdom. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Guamamende Chiefdom.
Well, that's all for Primetime News for tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Zulaya Hamid. Many thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.